Hey guys, that's right, a diesel in the Wrangler. Who would have thunk? The thing you've all been waiting for. And to talk about it, we're here at the State Fair of Texas with Andre behind the camera and Brandon next to me. Brandon is the Jeep brand manager for Jeep. And we're first going to talk about this, the new Willys, right?
Yep.
So let's talk about the Willys, and then we're going to tell you all about the diesel. So why don't you kind of walk them through what's new with the Willys? Because this is kind of, let's call it Rubicon Light.
It's kind of a Rubicon Light, you know, and this is something that we had this package on Wrangler JK, and it was very popular for us on JK, and it's something ever since we came out with a brand new Wrangler JL, our enthusiasts have been asking for its return. So, starts up front, very rugged appearance. We got this gloss black grille, very unique, and then go around to the side here. We got these Willys decals on the side of the hood, and these are reminiscent of the Willys that was stamped into the hoods on the original civilian Jeeps, which were built by Willys Overland. We've got all black wheels on all four corners, and they're wrapped in this really tough-looking, aggressive 32-inch Firestone mud terrain tire. We've also got standard Rubicon rock rails on every Wrangler Willys, in addition to standard Rubicon shocks, as well as a limited slip rear differential.
Well, let me stop you right there. Did you hear that? A limited slip differential. So, unlike a Sport or a Sahara, you can lock the rear diff. And the only other...
It's not a locking differential.
Oh, it's limited.
It's a limited slip.
Yeah. So you can't quite lock it, but basically what it does is it appropriates power to the wheel that has the most traction.
Exactly. That way you're not just spinning one wheel, right, when one loses traction. And I want to show you guys my favorite detail on the Wrangler Willys. It's on the back.
Yep.
We've got this really cool heritage-inspired four-wheel drive decal on the swing gate. Once again, reminiscent of the original civilian Jeeps. So the 2020 Jeep Wrangler Willys, it's available for ordering right now. MSRP is $33,990 for the two-door and $37,490 for the four-door.
I remember when you had it in the JK, I thought to myself, it's a really good kind of in between, you know, if you don't want the more city slicker Sahara, right, and the Sport's kind of just too basic, because the thing about the Rubicon is you get a lot but you pay a lot, right? So you get the lockers, you get the disconnectable sway bars, but even though you pay a lot, if you were to actually go to somebody and try to upgrade to that, right, it would cost you more.
Yep.
So to put like two lockers on a Jeep is going to be a lot more, and this kind of gets you like halfway to all that without necessarily having to step up to a full-on Rubicon.
Exactly. You know, it's a great compromise between a Sport and, like you said, the capability of a Rubicon. And then it's got this really cool, rugged exterior appearance as well.
All right, now let's go to the Jeep you guys have probably been waiting for. This is, of course, the new, EcoDiesel. And speaking of a Rubicon, we've got it in a Rubicon. So it's a 3-liter, basically the same engine that's in the trucks.
In the Ram truck, just different calibration, tuned a little bit differently. Obviously.
Yeah, how have you tuned it differently? What's the difference?
Well, you've got a different intake, you've got a different exhaust, and then, the usage case of a Wrangler is a little bit different than a Ram truck. The Ram is all about towing and hauling versus a Wrangler is all about the off-road capability. So it's been calibrated just a little bit differently just to get a little bit more low-end torque to help with low-speed rock crawling.
So you've got, what, a 373?
Yep. 373 axle ratio standard, as well as standard Dana 44 heavy-duty axles front and rear on every single diesel, from a Sport all the way up to a Rubicon.
So when are you going to see them at the dealership, I guess? That's the question.
They're going to start arriving at dealerships end of this year.
Okay, and have you guys talked about fuel economy or fuel tank size, all the things that make a diesel so great?
So the fuel tank is 18 gallons,
yep.
But we haven't finalized the EPA fuel economy numbers yet. But the Wrangler with EcoDiesel is going to be the most fuel-efficient Wrangler ever and have the best driving range of any Wrangler ever in the history of Wranglers.
So right now, the best one is, of course, a 2-liter little turbo.
Correct, yep.
With the e-torque. And what does that get? Off the top of your head, what kind of fuel economy? I'm going to say it's like mid-20s.
It's right around 24
for the
highway.
So you're saying this is going to be better?
And, it's going to be better, and it's going to have way more torque. So the 2-liter with e-torque, that puts out 295 pound-feet of torque. This thing, 442 pound-feet of torque, which is just going to be fantastic from an off-road standpoint, especially once you run it through all the gearing that we have on a Wrangler, and especially a Wrangler Rubicon.
Yeah, I figure you put that thing in low and you let your foot off the gas and just
You
let
really
it go.
don't. You just got to steer it. You don't have to do anything. You don't even really have to touch any pedals at all.
How about pricing? Will there be a premium for diesel?
We haven't figured out the pricing yet, but that'll come later once we have the official fuel economy numbers.
Okay, fair enough. And how do you know you have a diesel? How do people tell? I mean, obviously you can see it on the engine, but is there a badge? Is there something?
There is going to be a badge on the back,
Yeah,
and we can show you the badge. This is actually a prototype badge. So the production badge is going to look a little bit different, but it's going to be in the exact same spot as this prototype one. And you can see this one here just has the 3.0 for the displacement, and then the little D in the square for diesel.
Okay. How about the exhaust pipe? Same as the other ones? Let's look. Let's take a peek. It's on that side. Looks a little bit bigger, Andre.
It's a little
bigger. Yeah.
It's a little different, but it's basically in the exact same spot. You know, this one's kind of got like a kind of a square cross section to it, so it is a little bit different.
And how about speaking of, this one has a tow package. Have you guys announced towing numbers yet? Because this should tow more.
We have not announced the towing numbers yet.
No.
So that'll be coming later.
The Gladiator, of course, has best towing in class for a mid-sized truck.
Correct.
It's just under 7,000, I believe. Right, Andre? Am I getting that right? 6,700, something like that?
Above 7,000.
Is it the 72?
7,650.
Oh, there you go. I'm way off. And I bring that up because at some point, this diesel will also be in the Gladiator.
Correct. Starting next year in 2020, we're going to offer the diesel and Gladiator. So not only will you be able to get your brand new Jeep pickup, but you'll also be able to get your brand new Jeep pickup with a diesel engine, which people are going to love.
And one of the coolest things, literally, about the Gladiator was to get that tow rating, you had to actually get a lot more air into the front grille.
Correct.
And so it wasn't actually chassis or engine or horsepower, it was cooling that did it.
A lot of it, yeah, was cooling, and just opening up those grill slots to get a little bit more airflow to the engine.
So guys, I'm going to be driving this bad boy after SEMA, which is in November.
Yep.
So first week in November, we'll have more news on the diesel. Can't wait to actually get it out there and see how it wheels. For any overlander, a diesel is the ultimate, because they're great on fuel economy, they last a long time, and in some ways they're actually better fording rivers and streams too. So there you have it. Come back in November for our first drive, and come back for more videos from the State Fair of Texas when me and Andre cover all the newest and coolest vehicles that are here. See you guys next time. Ciao.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.